Thompson Herah also going very well. What a performance there. It's the fastest in the world this year. 10:54 the winning time.
The fastest living woman on earth that ran such a fast time under the tutelage of the MVP camp. But that relationship didn't last long shortly after. And now Stephen Francis is saying that Elaine Thompson Herah is the only athlete he will never have back in his camp. Was the decision to leave Stephen Francis MVP was ungrateful, smart, or foolish? You know what? Let's jet into this story. Welcome to Jet. So first and foremost, before I get into this heated debate about what Stephen Francis had to say about Elaine Thompson Herah's decision, give thanks to Yahuwah and to his son Yeshua HaMashiach. And while you're at it, why not touch the like button, smash the subscribe button, touch up the bell before you forget. Yes man, since Elaine Thompson Herah split from our coach Stephen Francis over a year ago, arguably the best track and field coach with the best track club program in the world, Stephen Francis, many have called for a return. Recently at the Jamaica National Trials, to qualify for Budapest, Elaine Thompson Herah has not won any individual races in order to qualify for Budapest. Many have asked why, and many other media organizations have reached out to the coach and asked whether he will consider taking her back, and he said an emphatic no. And why did he say no? He believes that Elaine Thompson Herah didn't credit his track club for what they have done for her. In other words, she's ungrateful. And she gave credit to other people who have not brought her to where she was, running the fastest time in the world of 10.54. And he believes that if she had just say thank you to the club and to those who brought her to where she was, and just to show some bit of gratitude, then he would have considered taking her back. Any other athletes who have left the club, he said, can return at any time, but there's a marker against Elaine Thompson Herah. She can never ever return, according to Stephen Francis. Wow, that was such an emphatic, harsh statement. But how did we get here? How was Stephen Francis was able to make this statement? Let's look back at where it all began.
The 8-year association between six-time Olympic medalist Elaine Thompson Herah and the MVP track club looks to be heading to the finish line with news that the fastest woman alive is set to start next season under the guidance of her husband.
Asked whether he was confident and sure that Elaine Thompson Herah would return to his track club for training and that it's just pure rumor and Elaine Thompson Herah was not splitting from him, Stephen Francis had this to say.
I am never confident about that because they tend to have short memories and they tend to listen to people who they just meet or who gather around them since they have become famous or successful.
Elaine Thompson Herah was adamant that the story was false and what we call in nowadays fake news.
It's like I'm the fastest one alive, so they're going to create some form of news to try to distract the world, so it's rumors, of course.
But those rumors turn out to be true eventually. But I wonder if Stephen Francis was upset because of this.
Talk to me about your circle now and your team now. You're no longer at MVP. Who is your trainer? Who is your coach? What's the way forward?
Well, pretty much I'm working with my husband,
Oh, so he's your coach now?
He's not really my coach, but I'm just working with him. He oversees my program.
Okay,
what I've wanted for myself and based on the path that I'm heading,
yes,
MVP could not provide that anymore for me, and I think I've outgrown the environment pretty much,
Speaking to Miss Kitty on Nationwide, Elaine Thompson Herah said she has outgrown the environment, and I wonder if that came back to bite her. And this is not the first time she said it. She's alluded to it on this clip.
They don't accept me leaving
right
where I left.
Right.
They think that I should have stayed because I ran 10.54 and if I stayed I could have gone faster.
Yes. Right.
And if I'm not comfortable with something, I'm going to leave. I get that a lot. I get a lot of backlash when I left. I should not left, I should have stayed.
Right.
And it's a bad decision to work with my husband because they reached to a point where you have grown grown them to the level where.
Did you spot when Asafa Powell said outgrown? I wonder where he had heard that before. Responding to another vlogger like myself, Elaine Thompson Herah said this on her Instagram feed. Unfortunately, when most of you all met me, I was a people pleaser who locked boundaries. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I burn bridges as needed. Wow. Now I love Elaine Thompson Herah and I want the best for her. And Elaine Thompson Herah has never ever expressed a view that she wants to return back to MVP. So we just need to make that clear. But what is going on with Stephen Francis? Is he vindictive? Is he carrying a belly for Elaine Thompson Herah? Was he that hurt? I mean, why does he not leave the girl alone? I mean, many of my colleagues, vloggers like myself, expressed their view. One particular female said that she called him a narcissistic and egotistic and perhaps some vengeful spirit. She believes that he was kicking her when she was down and that's the wrong approach. Others also expressed their view and believe that had Elaine Thompson Herah not left MVP, she would have broken the world record because at MVP she ran 10.54. I'm interested to hear your view on this. Now, Stephen Francis, I believe you're a bit ungrateful because Elaine Thompson Herah did make recognition and acknowledge the good that you've done.
Things were given to me which I just have to accept when I was younger. I was happy and excited for everything, but and grateful too. But now I've learned more. I know what is best for me.
Yes.
It's time to just
you broaden your horizons. So sometimes, you know, we outgrow certain things and people and spaces. No hard feelings, no bad vibes.
No, I was
it's
grateful
just
for
nice
everything,
and clean,
you know.
and big up you, and I wish you well. Hi, bye. You know.
I appreciate everything that they have done, you know, giving me that platform.
There you have it, Mr. Francis. Elaine Thompson Herah said she's grateful and she appreciates everything that you've done for her. Or it was prompted by Miss Kitty on Nationwide. I mean, she didn't come out and acknowledge that MVP have done so much for me and therefore I'm so grateful for them and I appreciate what they have done. Would you have preferred if she had said it that way? I mean, I would like people to write your comments and let me know whether this was showing appreciation or it was just prompted by Miss Kitty and it wasn't genuine. And also, what do you want? Truth or diplomacy? I mean, take your pick. I mean, some people would have preferred Stephen Francis be a bit more diplomatic and not say much what he did. And some people say, well, you know, the man just speak his mind as frank. I mean, he is what he is and what you see is what you get. But some would argue that Elaine Thompson Herah could have said, be more diplomatic as well in how she says certain things that outgrown and it's time to move on and all of that. What is your view? Write your comments below, man, and let's have a discussion about this. Do you believe that Elaine Thompson Herah made a bad move or a smart move? It has been reported that the move that she's made is for the money. Yes, man, keep the money in the family. And do you believe that Stephen Francis should have said what he said or should he have been a bit more diplomatic? And how about Elaine Thompson Herah? Should she have been diplomatic? Do you think that Stephen Francis is egotistic? Or do you think that Elaine Thompson Herah made a grave mistake and her husband can never train her the way she would have liked? And remember to share with your friends and family. So yeah, we're going now. We're going to jet off, you know.